Hey everybody, I'm going to talk to you about my wash routine. Everybody has their own individual wash routine. Everybody's is different. Everybody's situation is different. I'm not an expert. I've been washing diapers for a while. I've never had to do a strip. I don't have any problems, so this is what I do. This is what I stick with. But the only advice I do have that was great advice was keep it simple. Start with something basic, and if you have problems, work up from there. Detergent wise, I use Tide. In the video, I will use liquid Tide because we moved and the grocer does not carry powder Tide. I used to use powder, but I switched to liquid. I don't use any water softeners. My water is soft enough without it. I even have trouble rinsing out the liquid. I liked the powder a little better. It rinsed out a little easier. The liquid's a little harder to rinse out. So therefore, I'm afraid if I use a softener that it's going to lead to even more rinsing problems, but I don't know that for sure. I don't have enough research behind me for that. My machine is a Kenmore top loader, high efficiency with no agitator. And there is no way for me to get my drum 2/3 of the way full. It just doesn't happen. I don't have enough baby clothes to top it off. I don't have enough diapers. I mean, I have enough diapers, but I don't like to go that long between washing. And there's a rare occasion when I can get my diapers and my baby clothes laundry to jive on the same day. So that doesn't happen very often. You'll see my washer's about half full, and that's pretty average for me, and it works for me. I've been doing this for just over a year now, and it's working just fine. I'll show you my settings when I get to the washer, and I'll refer to them as my first wash and my second wash. I don't like to say pre-wash because some people's machines have a pre-wash, and the pre-wash is not the same as 2 full cycles. My first wash and my second wash, and then we dry, and we'll check it out. I should also add that I don't have any stains normally, but if I do have a stain, I will do a separate video on how I deal with stains. All right, we are going to wash diapers. Let's start with my detergent. I've got, it's supposed to be 1 line, but it looks more like 2. And it's liquid Tide. I don't like the liquid because you don't get it all out of the cup. This is my machine with no agitator, top load. So let's put the diapers in. With a non-agitator, you want to circle everything around the center. You want the center to be open just like there was an agitator in there. And this is about how full my machine is. And mine does fine this way, so that's how I've been doing it. Okay. So my machine is a Kenmore Series 500 auto sensing high efficiency top loader. So my water temperature is going to be cold. I'll just do 1 rinse, and I'm going to switch this over to heavy duty. I will say that most wash advice I get or read wants you to do a normal wash for your first wash, but I go ahead and I just do heavy duty. And then fabric softener, it's set to off, but I've left it on before and it doesn't do anything, or anything that I can tell. And then stain boost, I've read my manual, and I think it either does longer agitation or an extra agitation cycle with your settings that we already have. So we'll go ahead and start that. We'll let it get going. For my second wash, we are going to, I actually don't wash on warm or hot, I wash on cool lights. I prefer the energy savings of not using my hot water heater that much. And I'm going to switch it to 2 rinses. You may or may not need 2 rinses. I use 2 rinses with all of my laundry. I tried 1 rinse and I can't get all the detergent out. I do 2 rinses, and then I'm going to switch it. And this is why I do a heavy duty, because normally people do a normal wash, then a heavy duty. So I go ahead and do a heavy duty, and then I go down to deep wash because I've read my manual and I know what my settings are. And really, the only difference between my normal and my heavy duty is the agitation time. The heavy duty is a little longer, and then the difference between the heavy duty and the deep wash is the water level. Same thing over here. Fabric softener's off and stain boost is on. So we're gonna go to the inside, and they actually look pretty clean. This time I'm using line 4 of the liquid Tide. The drum's only half full, so the appropriate load size may be 3. I'm not sure. I don't know how to judge that at all. So 5 is way too much. I rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse if I use 5. But if I do bulk up the load with the baby clothes, I will use line 5. So yeah, I use 3. I'm not comfortable using 3. 4 gets out in 2 rinses, and 5 is too much. So I do, well, this one turned out to be line 2 on my first wash, but generally line 1 on my first wash and line 4 on my second wash. Already got my settings. We're gonna go ahead and start it, and then we'll come back to dry. Okay, so my goal was to upload this video when I go to bed because it takes forever to upload. So I went in to check on my washing machine, and it's not working. The lid has to be latched for it to run, and the latch has been getting kind of weak, so it's finally given out. So I can't finish the video by taking them out and showing you how I hang them up and what I hang up where and whatnot. So I'll just tell you about it because it's not that complicated. So yeah, once they all get done, I take them out. I don't have a very big clothesline, so I hang out the stuff like the inserts and the stuff that gets soiled. I hang that out in the sun. The PUL covers, the TPU, I usually hang them inside on my drying rack, and then like the fleece liners and wipes are usually tossed in the dryer on a medium heat, because sometimes there's a couple liners that there's a couple inserts that I can't fit on the line sometimes. I just kind of prioritize what I want out in the sun and what I put in the dryer, but I like to line dry. But I'm not opposed to using the dryer because sometimes it's raining and you have to dry everything in the dryer, except for the PUL. PUL I always hang on the drying rack. So thanks for watching.